On today's episode of the Comics Panel, we are talking about the CW's Flash and a couple extra little things they have planned for us. Okay, guys. Everybody saw The Flash?
Yes!
Absolutely.
What did we think about the ending?
Awesome and questionable.
Absolutely questionable.
Because these guys think it's something else, and I think I know what it is.
We're thinking it's Godspeed, the character that came from DC's Rebirth. You want to enlighten us who Godspeed is, Norm?
Well, Godspeed is the ultimate speedster, lethal, deadly, and that's how he makes his living, by death. He's a destructive speedster. He's not like Barry and the rest of the speedsters trying to help people or to deter people from helping people. He is lethal.
And in the show, he's a total villain, where in the book, he's still a villain, but he's also Barry's friend and wants to help him in a warp sense kind of way.
Right, which we already saw on the CW show.
If it is him.
Yeah, if it is him. Now, tell us who you think it is.
I think it's Savitar, issue 108 of Volume 2 of The Flash. He is the Hindu god of motion, and he is pretty powerful because he could actually give his speed force to people, in this case ninjas, that do his bidding for him at a super speed. So he's very powerful in that aspect. So that's why I think it is, and we can talk about the powers that I think lend to it, but more about Godspeed. I mean, if he's a destructive force, is he doing it for the fun of it, or is he in paid merc, or what? Why is he killing people? What's his motivation?
I don't know that yet.
They haven't discovered it?
Right, and it's still, his origin is still coming about right now. He's a very young character, and the fact that you're looking at 6 months worth of writing for this character, very young character.
I mean, the only thing they touched on was about he wanted revenge. I think his brother was killed, and he killed somebody.
By the Flash?
No, by these black hole scientists or something like that. And he thought the one guy killed his brother and ended up just grabbing him and dragging him right across the street to his death.
Wow.
And he said, Barry, you got this guy that killed your mother in prison. Let me take care of him for you. And Barry's like, no, you can't do that.
Oh, interesting. Well, the reason I think it's this villain Savitar is because at one point he can move so fast that he could be invisible. That at one point in that series, at the end, when Flash is up against the wall, everybody's looking at him like, what's holding Flash up? And the character, be it Godspeed or Savitar, they're talking to Flash for a whole bunch of seconds, and everybody else is like, what's holding him up? What's going on? So he's that fast that it lends my belief that it could be him. Where it could be Godspeed because, like what you said, which was...
Well, see, and the thing with Godspeed is more of the Speed Force, meaning that I absolutely believe that he could be invisible. And I think that he can move to the point he could stand still and be elevated. He's truly that fast, and it's something they have never seen before. But I was totally ignorant to the fact that it could have been Savitar until you mentioned it, and then right away I was like, there's a total possibility, and it put down in my mind, which I will be going and checking so I can be confident that I'm right. But I'm fairly sure that if it is Savitar, he's using Godspeed as a name right now.
Now, we definitely had instant recall up here. We'd be able to view it right up here. So I got to go home and watch it again, too.
Well, you mentioned it, though, that he did name himself as Godspeed. Yeah. So maybe that blows my theory out of the water, but I'm usually correct most of the time on the comics panel, so I got to go with no.
The guy at work...
Yeah, I am.
The guy at work that I work with that talks about The Flash, and I got him hooked on the Flash TV show now, he said same character as you. And I'm like, I never heard of this character. So I learned something new. So
should you go out and get 108 quick before it goes through the roof?
I have multiple copies.
You have one?
I have multiple copies.
If you want to get a copy of that, come down to the comics den Saturday.
Or buy them off me. I'm selling them.
Oh, there you go. Hey, hold on. I'll buy them off of you.
All right, sweet. We'll trade you, get more silks or something.
That's it.
All right.
All right, so other events that took place in the show. The comment that they made that people are getting powers as a result of the Flashpoint. But one of my favorite characters, Caitlin, didn't get powers in Flashpoint. She got her powers when the last thing happened, when they went to Earth 2. But you corrected me with a theory when we talked the other day.
Oh, are you
about-
talking about this being a flashpoint?
Yes.
I can see it, and watching today, it even made it more a theory that I like, that you're going to see at the end of the season. I think that this was a total another timeline.
Oh.
I don't think we're done seeing
Or he's on the wrong
timelines
arc.
where, because everybody was saying the same thing. Well, this Flashpoint was so short. Flashpoint is a very long, drawn out process,
Yeah.
and they made it very short. A single episode. Oh, I messed up. Let me fix it. And now I'm dealing with the repercussions of what I did. I think these are all repercussions
solid.
that you're going to see that Barry isn't done trying to fix what he did, because I don't think he's on the right path yet.
Plus, I mean, in one aspect, they can never take the true Flashpoint series and put it in, because you have so many of the characters that were in, Bruce Wayne's father as the Batman, and Green Arrow doing his thing. You can't pull all that, so I can definitely see that, but they shouldn't finish it off quickly. They got to play it out, because it is a long process, and there's so much leg work that no Flash
Yeah.
joking, but that there's so much they can do.
And that's what I think we're seeing right now. All the little things. Wally West is going to have a speed.
Yeah.
But right now, what we see is this is alchemy. But I'm very confident that he got it the same way that Jesse got hers
Right.
at the same time.
Yep.
I believe they both did, but in this timeline, I don't think it's there yet. But I think we're going to see at least one more time.
Isn't Alchemy responsible for them, or is that just in their head at this Flashpoint part, that he gave them the power, or that they think he gave them the power and he did it? Because they were playing with that theory at one point in one of the storylines. I remember listening
Well,
that Alchemy was part of this.
He's giving people back their power that they had in alternate timelines or on alternate Earths. So he's convincing you that you had it. Do you want it back?
Yeah.
Which, in the fact that Wally West never had it on the Earth he's on
Right.
the timeline he's on, he never had these powers. But Alchemy's telling him, you had them. Do you want them back? He's actually creating the dreams and the memories for them, which they were not there. They never had them, so they can't have these dreams.
And Killer Frost now, she's becoming popular so much now in the current comic line.
Yeah,
you
there's a
talking about
Justice
Killer?
League.
She's going to be in the Justice League,
Yeah, and
and she's not bad. She's going to be good.
that's what I mean. And you need to do that.
It's the Suicide Squad. Yeah,
No,
Suicide-
it's Justice League,
Oh,
because Batman's leading it with Lobo and
Yeah,
her.
but they're having a one shot.
Oh, are they?
Justice League, Suicide Squad, something
Oh, mixing it up.
mixing with her in it. As,
Okay.
as a result of that Justice League
Will come
Suicide
through.
crossover on DC, if you want it, go to your local comic book store.
Yeah, keep pointing this way.
Well, that's what you're here for, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cross promote. And what are the other mores that we have? Anything else?
Well, we got the big crossover that's coming out.
That was huge.
I'm excited
Coming.
about that.
4
11/28, 4-night event starting Monday night with Supergirl, crossing over into Flash, then Arrow on Wednesday, and ending in DC's Legends of Tomorrow on Thursday.
Which is picking up so much momentum.
And
It's good.
The Legends of Tomorrow is picking up so much momentum. It
I
really
just-
is.
It's better
I-
than the first series.
the only thing
I
I can
agree.
say is
First
Felicity
season.
summed it up when she said best super team ever. I mean, I would even love to see the Justice Society make an appearance in there, because I mean, Obsidian looks freaking cool.
Well, yeah, that would be awesome. Bring him along. And that's a great thing, like we were talking about in the previous storyline, how it's great to finally see the things that we've loved and have passion, even if it's not on the big screen, coming to the small screen and dominating.
And doing it right.
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
Absolutely.
really love what they're doing on the CW with everything so far.
They're doing great.
Flash was excellent. Arrow's up a notch with Rags and Ragman and
Well, just speaking of that, how about Gotham? You watch Gotham, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you watch Gotham?
That's another great one.
That's a great one. It's not on the CW, but they're getting it right over there on
Yeah.
Fox, right? It's Fox.
Yep.
Are you up to date, like with?
I did not see the last week's show. I have to catch up on it.
Well, we'll have to do this.
But that's
during-
okay. You're not going to ruin it for me if you say
No,
anything.
because there was a time the characters that's played by Michael Chiklis.
Yeah.
He's playing the current commissioner, and he got a part of the Mad Hatter's sister's blood
Yep.
in him, and it's like a steroid crazy thing.
Yep.
But because of the guilty, that character was in the animated series called The Judge. And and that's, in fact, at one point, Chiklis's character, I can't think of his name, that commissioner, went on a soliloquy of saying it's right, it's wrong, it's black and white. There's no in between, and that's what it was in that cartoon series, and that was the judge. So I think that's what they're introducing with him as the judge, which will be cool because then he will be like a vigilante. If you're wrong, you're gonna die. If you're right, you get to live. But in the cartoon series, the judge was an alternate psyche of another person of Two-Face. Two-Face played the judge in that cartoon series. So if you're not watching Gotham, you should because it's really, really good, first and foremost, in my eyes. But they're doing great with the characters that they have, and we're not seeing Batman.
Right. And that's... I want to see them grow now over the next few seasons where I want everybody to age. You can easily age the older characters.
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. Just a little less makeup and they're a little older.
Exactly.
But I need to see Batman come into his later teens where he becomes...
Just training, you mean?
Yeah. I don't need to see Batman with his cape on, but I do. I want to see them...
You want to see the improvement. You want to see him on his journey.
Right,
Yes.
right.
But eventually have to go to Tibet, so we can, But again, maybe the last season before they get canceled, we'll see that.
But see, and that's a funny when you say they got to go to Tibet, and that'll be a little hard. But then I look at what they did with the Green Arrow, and they had him. They did still do the entire series in 2 different places because of his memories of what he went through to become who he was.
That's
which
true.
I love that in the fact that you don't need to see him over there. You don't need a whole episode about him doing that.
Flashbacks.
Exactly. This
You're
is
right.
what's created whether it be walking down a road and see somebody doing the wrong thing and be able to step up and correct the issue.
Perfect.
And then you think about what brought him to that.
Yeah, that's really good.
If you got 2 things for you guys for the CW shows. Did you guys see the last DC Legends of Tomorrow?
No, go ahead. You're not going to inform me.
All
I'm
right.
up to date.
They had where the White Canary, Laurel Lance's sister, I'm drawing a blank on her name, she comes face to face with Damien Dark. She says, I'm not going to kill you, or this was the show before, and she tells him how his plan fails, his family dies, and he teams up with Zoom and he says, we got to make this right. So he takes him off in a time pod. So now, do you see the Legends of Tomorrow playing a major role in resetting Flashpoint because of that character over there, and being that they're time travel, they're the only ones that could possibly restore the Flashpoint, and does this mean Laurel has a possibility of coming back?
Good point. That's good.
Yeah, I absolutely think that's going to happen anyway, which I could care less if she does.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
same
It's
here.
one of the characters I dislike a little bit. But the fact that you're going to see Barry revisit his mom once again, because this is where it all started, where it all went wrong multiple times. But I think it's going to be in the Legends of Tomorrow that's going to have this where if he speeds back to do it, he splits open the time again. But if they take him back, he's not splitting open time as long as he doesn't touch anything on the way. So that's a way you get him back there to correct this without splitting time again.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
And in the crossover previews, they showed Deathstroke fighting one of the scenes. So is he going to maybe come back as more of an anti-hero instead of a bad guy now, or not? I mean, these are things I'm looking forward to.
Well, I have to see it. I want to see if it's Deathstroke because
it looked like Deathstroke. It could have been somebody else, but it looked like Deathstroke.
Yeah.
He had a
Well,
sword
Deathstroke always had that anti-hero capability. I mean, especially when his first series came out in the late 80s, I think it was.
Right.
He was more of an anti-hero there.
Yep.
But in the TV show, he's always he's been the villain so far. But is this going to be a changing point for this character?
But he's the exact Deadpool copied him, so he's a merc. So he's not
exactly.
a bad guy. He's
That's
a merc.
exactly what Deathstroke was.
Once you're a merc, you're not bad.
Right.
You're doing it for the money. You're not doing it to kill because you have some sort of death wish. You're doing it for the money. And again, is it bad when Deadpool, takes money off somebody to kill? Like he even said in the movie, I'm a bad guy who kills worse guys or something like that. So. I kind of think of him as an anti-hero. He could be the next Punisher or the next Deadpool, even. Who knows?
All right. Anything else you guys want to add about Flash?
Well, no, nothing more about Flash. Go ahead. I thought I had something
ahead.
else. Okay. We always ask this question of all our friends. And since you're a friend, I'm going to ask you. I was going to go down the 1989 Batman. Have you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight? No. So, you had a copy of Action Number 1. You had a copy of Action Number 1. Mm-hmm. What do? Keep it or sell it? Yes or no? Keep, sell.
Sell it.
Don't leave me hanging.
Come on.
I got to be winning. The last couple have all been on my side. Booyah! We had everybody that comes in, we always ask this question because I feel you have it, you have to buy insurance. You have to put in a safety deposit box. You can't tell me people about it. And
No. If you have it, you have to tell everybody.
You're right. You're going to tell everybody, right? So what's the point of having it? I'd say I take a picture of me with it, take a picture of me and the check, and then the check by myself, and then go buy other things, enjoy life that way. So because the last one sold for $3.5 million. So you guys don't want $3.5 million, that's fine. They're going to keep it,
Well,
and then they're going to get hosed.
I'm going to put it to you this way. That is the holy grail.
Yes.
Everybody wants it. I do admit that. I would love to have it for a hot minute. Say I have it. Take my picture with it. It was mine, in my possession.
Yep.
But you can absolutely have it. And now let me tell you why. $3.5 million. I can buy every single key issue that I ever wanted in my life for that $3.5 million.
Exactly.
And now I'm only missing one.
Yep.
And instead of missing the other 47 that I'm missing that equal $3,500,000, I'll only be missing one. I'm okay with that.
Right. Or buy all the Deadpool first appearances, hoard them so they constantly go up, so there's only a couple issues circulating, until you die, then they get all put in, and the price will go down.
Only in your mind.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't like being wrong. He's wrong, and he doesn't like it. Even off camera, he still has to make his presence known. It's like a hemorrhoid that won't go away.
I said I would keep it for a little bit, but if I really needed money, I would sell it. But I would like the idea of keeping it for a little bit for myself because it is the holy grail.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if money became an object, believe me, I would sell in a heartbeat.
But see, and I feel that way about all my books. If it was ever money that I needed, that's what.
Oh, yeah. Books go.
Because that's what an investor does. It's here's an investment. I'm a collector. I'm an investor, and I'm a reader. But that book, no. I would love to have it. I would love to flip through it
Touch
and
it.
say I had it. But I'll give it to the next guy.
Exactly.
For sure.
Let them go through all the issues that come around owning that. Even if you sit there and say, well, I don't tell anybody I have it, then what's the point of having it? Because when you have something, you want to show it off to somebody. Can we stop that? Come on. Work the three.
Brogan, it's the same thing as private collectors when they collect art. These world masterpieces, they go to auctions. They don't even have... you don't even know who buys them. They have people that buy them for them. So it's up to it's an individual thing. So if you have it, if somebody wants to keep it,
Right.
as in Andy's case, he should be allowed to keep it and live with.
Well, he
peace
should.
with
It's
it and enjoy it.
America.
But he doesn't have to go ahead.
Well, I
and
hope
sell.
everybody else that has one keeps it when I'm trying to sell mine.
Right, exactly. Don't drive the
'Cause
price down. Don't flood the market.
I had this
which
argument.
has been an issue.
Yes, I had this argument yesterday for 2 hours with two people, and it was, if you had 10 copies of Action Comics number
I
one,
remember
We talked about
it
that.
started right,
Yeah.
and
I didn't know what went on after.
it was like nobody wants to let it go. But if you have 10 copies of Action number one, what do you do with them?
Slowly inject it into the market.
Because is it going to affect the market? I don't care how slowly you do it. Every one you put out there is going to affect the market. Because the reason why that's the holy grail is because there's very minimal out there. Well, if you have top grade books,
Right.
and you put them out there, every one of them is going to drop the value.
It's just like the stock market. If you have 1 million shares of whatever stock, you dump 1 million shares, that'll put that piece of stock into a nosedive. If you sell it in introverts, here and there in chunks, it's not going to affect it as much. So the same theory does apply here, but you have to have 10 of the mint issues so that you can, say this is not an orange and an apple. This is an apple, this is an apple, this is an apple.
Right. If
you have a 9.0, an 8.0, a 7.0, well, then you can't dictate the market. But if you have all 9.0s or 10s, yeah, you can. And because there's only less than 100 on the market, that was the last number that I heard.
Right.
So, yeah, it's
How
going to
many?
be 100 issues.
100
of
issues,
Action
wow.
number one. That's what I last read. So that's why the last one went for 3.5 million. But like you said, if everybody holds on to theirs, yours is always only when it goes up for sale can you truly get a value of what people are going to be paying. But if people put 10, 20 issues out,
All I
gonna
know
take
is
a
it's out
nosedive.
of my price league, so I'll never own
right.
one.
But again, like he said too, you get the key issues, which if you want that, then you get those. But I look at it this way: Superman #1's first appearance. be it the Holy Grail, whatever, it's always going to go up. It's always going to go up in small increments. Can you go and speculate, maybe get some of the other issues of first appearances of whoever, who when they become part of the movies or become part of a hot TV or lineup, they have bigger jumps, so you have more room for profit to be made. Because if you bought yours for $3.5 million, you're gonna have to wait a long time before you can get that $3.5 million back. Because if you sell it at auction, you got all those fees. That means if you get $3.6 million, it's gonna eat away at your profit margin.
Yeah. See, this is how I feel about variance.
Yeah, but you're always going to get.
I hate variance.
You're only going to get.
We should talk about that in the next episode.
Absolutely.
If you say it's worth $3.5 million,
Right.
and I have a copy that's worth that,
Okay.
and I put it up at an auction,
Right.
and unless I tell them I do not want anything less than $3.5 million or
Right.
$3.6 million,
Right.
if the highest bidder is $2.75 million,
Right.
then
Then that's all the book's worth.
Then it's at that time that's what somebody wants to pay.
Right.
Now, if somebody wants it more, like those people that bid on eBay,
Right.
I
Bidding
gotta
wars.
have it.
Right.
You know, someone will play the bidding war. So it's a lot of it could be just timing too.
But my point was, even if you bought it for 3.5, if you held it for 2 years and it only went up marginally,
Yeah.
even if you sold it again for that 3.5, the fees the auction house takes out of your profit leaves you little profit. It doesn't go up by leaps and bounds every year. The ones that went up by leaps and bounds every year was Harlequin's first appearance and Deadpool's first appearance. It beat the S&P 500
Yeah,
this year.
absolutely.
Because it was a $1.90, $1.75 book, and it sold for $900. Was Harlequin's first appearance from the Adventures, and Deadpool's out there on the numbers, but still, the Adventures of Harley Quinn, that one is rock solid at a 900. You can't find that on eBay at a 9.8 and not pay 900.
Hawk 181's even a better example of that.
Right.
It's beat every other investment since 1976 or 74. Since 1974.
yeah, I read that in the price guide. I think it goes up like almost average 20% or something like
Yeah,
that. every year.
it's up now at a 9.0. I can tell you what a 9.0 is
What
because
is
I
it?
own one and it's $4,000.
It's nice.
But at a 9.8, that's a $10,000 book.
Yep.
This is a book that was, 35 cents in 1977. The price guide showed it at 35 cents. Now, if you would have spent $10,000 and bought 30,000 copies of that book in 1977, over the course of time, you throw one out here, throw one out
And you
there.
covered the Marvel stamp out, right?
Yeah, oh, man. And I was telling that I've cut many stamps out of different things. I bought a tackle box off of the back of a comic book when I was a kid.
Did you? Okay. But
I'm
you're
guilty.
right. I mean, Hulk 181. I love that issue, and you're right. It's constantly gone up. If it doesn't go down, it just stays stagnant, but it continues to climb. That would be something to take your 3.5 million, buy a whole bunch of Hulk 181s, because that still has so much potential to grow.
And then if you need money, you only got to sell $4,000 at a time or $10,000 instead of trying to pawn off that one book
One
that
big
you're
book.
going to end up selling for $2 million because you really need the money today. So this is like you said, it's everybody's opinion.
Yeah,
We're all,
oh, yeah.
we're
Everybody
all-
has different.
But the good thing is you said sell, which says you're in my book, one of the good guys. He's one of the good guys.
There you go.
And we got to be leading. The good guys have to be leading over those evil empire rebels. So, do we have anybody else to talk about? Anything else to do? Think we do we kill it? Did we kill it? Think we're done?
You did that topic and more.
We killed it.
We killed it. All right. If you get tired of the same old story, turn some comic book pages and leave any comments in the box below.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook.
Like us, like us, like us. Thank you.